I've given it back to you. That went through pretty quick, so I'll know in 3 minutes if it worked.
Sorry about that. Just
Oh, no, you're fine. You're fine.
Are we online?
So have you had your coffee, getting ready to get going this morning?
Yeah, I remember I had an earlier one. So that one went all right. You were part of that for a while, weren't you? Part of my first class.
Yeah. I'm the one that got started on that one.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Okay, I pressed record as well, so we've got
Thank
that.
You.
Now you don't have to remind me. Yeah. So is that your home behind you?
It is. I'm in an old hotel that's been refurbished into apartments.
Oh, okay.
So it's interesting. Definitely set up where I have the staircase and people walking really close to my window like they would in a hotel. And I have one big window, but it's 2 connecting rooms that they've made into a 1-bedroom apartment, and the rest of them are studios. But I'm in a 1-bedroom, so
okay.
Yeah, no, I'm liking it. I moved from Utah to Virginia, so from west of the states to East Coast in December. I've lived here before, but I spent 10 years in Utah, so I moved back.
Okay. All right.
It's the newest place I've ever had. Usually I've been in like older apartments where this one's been redone. I've got brand new appliances. And
Okay.
Yeah, it's been sort of different. Nice paint and all of that good stuff.
Okay.
But
so do you work full-time now for Get Set Up then?
I am. I'm full-time. There's only 2 of us that are full-time. Megan's the other one that in support. Well, then of course Melissa, who is in charge. So we are live. It worked.
Okay.
I always like making sure it worked.
Okay. Hello, we got iPad. Who's iPad?
Okay.
Hi. Daria, is it? Daria. Have I pronounced it correctly?
Phyllis.
I'm not sure what's happening with the iPad there. Oh, there, you lying down, are you?
She's putting her name in.
Okay. Okay. So is it Phyllis or Phyllis?
Yes.
Phyllis. Okay. And Daria?
Hello.
Oh,
Hi.
hello. Hi, I can hear you now. Yeah, that's great. Okay. And and Sue, welcome. Okay. And Kathy, we got. Hey, welcome, Kathy.
Thank you.
Okay, great. And so maybe Phyllis, let's start and ask you what brings you to this Pinterest class.
Oh, I enjoyed doing Pinterest.
Okay.
And I want to learn more.
Okay. Well, I hope you do. Okay. And Daria, what brings you here?
I've dabbled with it, but I really need to know more about it to take advantage of it. Yeah.
Okay. It's a great app. Let me tell you, I thoroughly enjoy it, and I thoroughly enjoy using it for various reasons. And but we'll get through it. So hello, Sue. What brings you here?
I haven't used it in a long time. I used to, and in fact, I don't even remember my password. But I want to get back into it because when I've tried to get in, I can't see what I need. So I need
Okay.
a refresher.
Okay, you've come to the right place. Larita, what brings you here? Hello. Hello, calling Larita, how are you? Okay.
She was having
she's-
some issues earlier. I'm not sure she got her audio on. I'll send a chat for her, Michael.
Okay, thanks. Okay.
You know, my audio is very low. I have to strain to hear everything. And
Okay, you mean your speakers, because your microphone, I can hear you plainly, but are you having a problem with your speakers?
oh, okay.
Maybe. Sharon, maybe you could help. I'm not sure. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, I found it.
okay.
Oh, yeah, that's good now. Yeah,
That's good. Excellent.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's a pleasure. Hello, Kathy. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. Now, what brings you here, Kathy?
I mainly use it for recipes, and I'm sure there are a lot of other uses. Like I started doing a little bit of sketching. I noticed there's different posts on sketching as well. So I just wanted a little broader view of what's available.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. And Jan, hello, welcome. What brings you here? Jan, are you there? Can you hear me? Not sure. Okay. Not sure.
Oh, she said in chat she can hear. So she may not have speaker ability, but she says she can hear and she's there. Or he,
Okay.
not sure. Don't want to make an assumption there.
Okay. And just before we start in, we've got Doris coming in. And hello, Doris, welcome.
Hello.
Hello. What brings you to Pinterest, Doris?
Interest.
Interest. Without the P. Okay, that's great. So welcome everyone. We'll
Hello.
There's
Hello.
Larita. She got her audio on.
Oh, great. Okay, hello. And what brought
Hello,
you here?
how is everyone?
Larita. She's speaking to the class, so the class can answer her. Yeah. So Larita, what brings you to the Pinterest class?
Because my daughter's always talking about this and that on Pinterest, and I've never really seen it. So I'm just interested to know about it.
Okay. Okay. Well, what I'm going to do today in class, we'll go through a couple of slides, particularly for those who have mentioned that they sort of don't know what it is and they're new and so forth, just how to get going. And then we'll go live onto my Pinterest and we'll go through the process of learning how we can handle Pinterest, and we'll be open to questions all the time. Okay, so you're welcome to leave your microphones on, assuming you got no background noises like barking dogs and spouses. Then we will we'll be able to move forward. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen in order to get the slides going. And we won't go, there we are. I assume you can all see the screen. You can nod your head or say yes.
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 Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Right. Okay, as is customary, we introduce ourselves as the guides. As you can see on the screen, my name is Michael Plumstead, and I live in Perth, Western Australia, and it's just gone 9 a.m. in the morning. Okay, so you've got all different times coming from the east and west of America. So I realize that some of you are earlier than others, and some of you are later. My background is business. I also write and published a couple of books, and I give away a lot of free ebooks about health and alternative health, or natural health, and so on. And all this was really in the past, because now I'm devoting my time full-time to get set up. But I was also a business consultant, and I'm doing a business class as well, and how to generate an idea that you were born with. I do a class on that as well. And that's a lot of fun and different. And yeah, I enjoy gardening. I enjoy microgreens. I do a class on microgreens as well. And I love being a father. I've got more children than all of you put together. So, okay. I'm going to go, as I said, through some slides. You have to have an account to get onto Pinterest, okay? You can't go and browse. So you need to, and it doesn't cost you anything. It's all free, but they will ask you some questions, and simple ones in order to get you going onto Pinterest. And this is the agenda, but I will be covering a lot more than this in order to really show you around. Okay. So Pinterest. What is Pinterest, and what are the benefits of Pinterest? As you can see on your slide there, but I have a better way of also describing it. You know, when we were growing up, all of us, we had scrapbooks, and we used to tear things out of newspaper cuttings and magazines and put them in the scrapbook. And we might have had more than one scrapbook. We might have thought, well, okay, we'll put all our recipes in this scrapbook and all our gardening tips in this scrapbook. And so we separated the scrapbooks. And Pinterest is like a digital scrapbook, okay? And it comes in very, very useful, as did our scrapbooks of the past, okay? So you might have interests and hobbies, or even a business that you are collecting ideas for. And this is where you need to be here. It's almost like a physical notice board where you pin things up to remind you about that information and that information. And but it becomes much more sophisticated now when it's electronic or digital, because you can now interact with people, you can follow people, you can get information from them, they get information from you. And it's not difficult to use. It's like anything. Once you get to know it, it then flows, but you do need to get to know how it works. And hopefully this class, you're going to leave this class with knowing how it works, okay? And but you need to create an account. For those who you haven't and already open an account, you would go to Pinterest.com, okay, and it'll work you through the process, because it won't allow you to go on until you've actually given your email and your name and so on, and you create an account. As I said before, it is for free, and you know, they just want to know your language, where you're from, and then they'll also come up with a series of pictures like is on your screen now. And you'll see these are all different types of categories of aspects of your life, or possible aspects of your life, from easy meals to exercise to makeup to women's fashion at the bottom right. and health and food and drink and home decor. It wants you, when you open an account, just to click at least one of those, okay? Otherwise, click the whole lot if it all interests you. In order for the artificial intelligence to start picking up information about you and will help you. You see, if you are honest with Pinterest, it will give you all sorts of good, honest feedback as well. So that's what you need to be doing. And you need to, and we'll do this live on Pinterest now in a moment. We need to search for topics. But here you need to be honest with yourself, okay? Only start searching and creating boards, and I'll tell you what that is in a minute. It's like folders in your digital scrapbook. Be honest with what you want out of this. In other words, you know, are you looking for recipes, as one of you said just now? Then that's fine. You create a board, recipes, and then you can also create sub boards under recipes. So you'll have one that's recipes, okay, and you'll search for topics for recipes. But then you might have one for baking. You might have one for vegetables and dinners and things, okay. So you've heard me talking now about a folder, or a board it is called in Pinterest. And you save pins to these boards, or to these folders, okay. And the pins are bits of information that you find all over the internet, as well as within Pinterest itself, okay. And I'll show you that when we go live in a minute. So the big starting point is you need to open an account, you need to create a board, you need to save some pins to that board. Then you getting started. Then you already know a lot, okay, when you get to that point. And then you can start searching to moving to a more detailed approach, okay. The one thing you can do is you can create a secret board or a secret pin where nobody sees it except you or anybody you allow to collaborate on that board or around that pin, okay. And but so the public wouldn't see it if you make it secret. Only people that you allow will see it, okay. Right, so this is a shot which we're going to go live now. You will see that some of the words that you see on the slides, some of the words that you see on your device, and some of the words you will see on mine, which I'm working on a desktop computer, will be different, but all the functionality is the same. You just got to look. For example, I'm going to show you right now on the top left hand there. It used to be called For You, even on my computer, but it's still on some devices. It's called For You, or it's now called the home page, okay, or home. So you'll find different words. You just got to click on them and then you'll recognize them for what I'm telling you. All right, so now I'm going to go across to live on Pinterest. You're now live on my Pinterest. And you can see what I've just been saying on the top left-hand side is home, okay? But we're starting first with your account. We're starting first with your home page, okay? And that's what you're seeing now, all right, is your space on Pinterest where you collect everything together. Now, on a home page, you will see boards that you will give names to, okay? I've got a board about business, Coffee with Michael, microgreens, and if we page down a little bit, come on, page down. Doesn't want to page down for me. Anyway, all right. It's sticking for some reason, but anyway, it's not going to stop us going from page to page. So we've got, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boards, and then I've got subboards under those 5 boards, right? But first things first, we need to be looking at how to create a board. So now you've perhaps just opened an account for the first time, or you've had an account for years and coming back to it now for the first time. And you might want to start with a fresh board. You look for the plus sign. You click on the plus sign, and immediately a little menu drops down below that says, do you want to create a pin or a board? Now, if you were uploading some pictures from your device, from your computer, this is where you would pin those here at this point. But we're going to open a board. So we're going to click on board. And here comes a menu in the front there. It says create a board, and it wants you to give it a name. All right. So we create a name. What do we just call it? Something. Let's just call it legs, shall we? And remember I told you when we were going through the slides, this is where you can keep the board secret. You would click on that, it would turn black with a tick in it. That means you're keeping this board secret. Okay. And you can go and learn a little more there about keeping a board secret and how you can share it and so on. Okay. And so now we're ready to create a board. So we're going to click, that's all we've done. We've been to the plus sign and we've clicked the plus sign and we've given it a name. Okay. So now we click create. And now it wants some pins to be saved to this new board. Oh goodness, I really called this the wrong thing. I should have been more creative than legs. Okay. But anyway, I don't know why on earth I did that. Okay, so let's just click 1 and it automatically saves it to legs. Okay, and it wants to know from you, what you want out of this process. So that's why it gives you a lot of pictures that you can choose from. Okay. Now, this gives me the opportunity to explain to you, you've now got a board and you've now clicked on at least one pin from a suggestion that the artificial intelligence made. Now, next to the name of your board, you see those 3 dots. You have now various options. And I'm going to be coming back to these 3 dots during the class. So be aware of the 3 dots next to each board. You can edit the board. You can share the board. You can merge the board with another one of your boards. Okay. Or you can archive it. Okay. So if you go to edit the board, okay, you now have various options. Let me just take that away. You can see everything on the board. There we are. I want to get to this bottom one, okay, to show you. So I want to delete this board. Now, when you're going back after years and years, like a couple of you are in this class today, and you almost start afresh, okay, you want to delete some boards. So you followed me, those 3 dots next to the name of the board at the top, you clicked on that, and here is where you can, if you archive something, it doesn't delete it, it just puts it away where nobody can see it, but you can unarchive it at another time, okay? And remember, you can merge this board underneath another board as well. So we will be talking about that. So the action here is delete the board, and it gives you the option to delete forever, delete forever. Okay. So now you know how to create a board. Okay, and you know how to edit it, you know how to delete it. And that's very important in Pinterest because it's all about boards and pinning to those boards. Okay, so now if we click on one of the boards, okay, let's say about business, okay, I've got boards underneath that. I've got boards like Pinterest marketing, business ideas, planning, business. These are all boards underneath my board of business. Okay, it's almost like an index, if you like. Otherwise, you would land up with a whole lot of pins underneath your board about various aspects of business. Okay, and that makes it confusing to really make some sense out of it. So it's good to create a board and then merge it with another board. Okay. Now, what you can do, follow me along with this now. Remember, I'm under my one main board, which is called About Business. And I've shown you what we can do with those 3 dots. But now we're going to below here. We've got the word organize. Okay. So we click organize. Now, it gives us the opportunity to put these somewhere. Okay. So these are pins that I've already made. And you now click. And it says here, select and reorder. So we can select all, or we just go and click, and you see the plus come at the bottom. It gets a frame around it. Now we look maybe for others. There's another one that's similar. Pinterest, for example, there's another one. And right, so now we have clicked. If we click on them again, we deselect them, okay? And we've now got a whole lot of options of what is going to happen. So you now come down, we've selected some. Now you see right in the middle at the bottom of your screen, it's not that obvious, okay? You've got 3 icons, okay? You've got an arrow. When I hover over it, it says move. Okay. Then there's the plus sign. Remember, the plus sign is you're busy creating something. So here we could create another section under the board. Okay. Getting into immense detail here, but especially for you that have been around a long time and you want to now sort out your boards, this is what you need to be looking at. Okay. So let's just go back to this, and we click on move. Okay, where do you want to move it to? It's asking you now. Okay, so we say, well, let's move it to Pinterest marketing because they've all got the word Pinterest. So we can click save. It's now gone under this board. Okay, so if we click on that board, we can edit it by clicking the pin, or we can go and have a look at it if we wanted to. Okay, so this is all under select and reorder. So you need to be looking at select and reorder. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my home page again. Okay, my profile page. We were working on that particular board about business. And we could go to any one of these boards and do the same thing. So what I wanted to share with you there was the fact that it's not about creating a board for every single topic that you want, because a lot of the topics fall together and you can now put them together. And, if let's give you another example. Here I've got a board that says growing microgreens, okay? growing and your health. And so now you can see that I've got sub-boards, these 3 boards under microgreens, microgreen health benefits, microgreens generally. And I've just started looking at something quite recently, vegetables in pots, which I used to grow a lot in the old days. Okay. And, but these bright new days, it's time to start again. So I've got those 3 boards, but I've still got quite a few other pins. These are all pins now under the main board. Okay. So, you know, do I want to do something with these? If I do, I'm going over this again because it's so important. I would then click on organize. Okay. And by clicking on organize, you can now select and put things into wherever you want to. Okay. So let's have a look here. Remember, already down the bottom there, you see those little things? This is not all that in. So let's just select that one. And that's the only one we say we're going to select. Oh no, there's another one for pots. Okay, so we'll then click the move button, or we can say create a section now. We can click create a section and we can just call it anything you want to. We've called it food in pots, and we now add that section to it. Okay. And there we've got now another subboard or subsection, okay, coming out of what we clicked here. So that's another way we can create these boards, is by clicking at the bottom of your screen. You'll see the plus sign, create a section. But also, very important, you can also, let me just show you. We can now maybe click on cauliflower bagels. That would be great for our recipe lady, okay? And we can go down here and we can click on delete. And are you sure you want to delete this pin? Yes, I am sure, because I'm not into recipes. I cook, but I'm not a very good cook, but I do cook every day. So, but I don't want recipes. I like cooking from thin air. Just use my imagination. Okay, so I don't want a board like that. So now we've now got the 4 boards, the one that we've created in the class, and we've deleted something and we've moved pins into these boards. This is really a good place to stop and get questions now, because I've gone through a lot. Hopefully I've gone through slow enough that you can follow. But if you want me to repeat something, please ask, because you must understand. Important. Questions? Okay, so you all follow? Yes, Daria.
On your first page, your home page,
Yes.
it said that you were interested in leg health, painful legs, bones, and joints, and that you had 74 followers and 73 following. So what does that mean? So how does that work?
Okay. Yeah. This, and I'm going to show you this still. You create a little bio for yourself. Okay. I created one that was when I first started with Pinterest, because I was searching. I had really very painful knees, legs, feet, and to a point where I couldn't walk. I was in a wheelchair, and I was determined to go and look for natural healing. And so I started creating boards at that time, and looking for that. And thanks to everything I found and everything, my trial and error, which I recorded on my website and still there, I got totally healed. So this is a little bio about yourself. And these are people, I'm going to show you how to follow people in a moment, okay, that followed me on Pinterest. Although Pinterest wasn't my story, okay, it was my collection of looking for important information. I'll show you how to follow in a minute, and then who you're following, you know, will, if you click on let's say that following, that's a list of everybody who is following me, okay, and it's quite interesting because some of them were in previous Pinterest classes. So and then followers are the people that are following me, okay, and I can, if I click on one of these people, you know, I can then follow them, okay. So if I click on let's say that one down there, Taryn Albert, I click it, now immediately I am following them. I can unfollow them just by clicking again, okay. So that's one place where you would follow people. But I'm going to show you now another one. If there are no more questions about the boards and the pins and the subsections and things under that, we now go to the left-hand side top, the home. Remember it said you on the slide. Now we've got the home. If we click on the home, okay, it is Pinterest suggesting to you what you should look at, and based on its artificial intelligence and everything you have interacted with here, okay. So there's a lot to start with about business for me, because I've been interacting now, I've been showing you business. I mean, it's spontaneous, absolutely spontaneous. So, you know, it's all about things that it wants you to look at, okay. And I'll show you how you can modify this in a moment on what you are seeing as well, okay. But let's say that you've got this one on the left here, which is the whole list. It says foods that might fight inflammation, okay. For somebody who's not healthy, that's a very good. So now you look at it, and you see it's, my cursor has got a plus sign in the middle of it. If I just click that plus sign, then it brings up the actual pin that somebody made, okay, and here is the posting, foods that might fight inflation, and there is their website. If you click on that, it will take you out of Pinterest to their website, okay. And there are various options here with, like if you click the three dots, you can download this particular image. Maybe you want it for some document or something, and so you would click on that. You can also now save it. You can now pin it, okay, somewhere. So you do that little drop down, and it brings up all your boards, okay. And you say, well, I wonder where I want this. I think under self-health care, and then under self-health care, there are subsections. Okay, so you now look at your subsections and you think, well, what about this? I think maybe we'll save it under this particular subsection, and you click save. Okay, it's now saved. There it says save to diseases and natural treatments. So that's how you would get to a particular saving. Let's just go back to home, and you see everything different is cropped up now. There's nothing that was the same the previous time we looked at home. So now it's got some more information, and so it's using that information as well and put it with all the rest of it. Okay, so now you know that you can click on any one of these with that plus sign in the middle. I'm on the right hand side there. You can save it right here and now, okay, by clicking that down arrow and putting it into self-health care and putting it into wherever you want it to go to, okay? And it's then saved there, okay? You can also click that up arrow and you can save it or send it, shall we say, to email. You can email it to somebody or put it on Facebook or WhatsApp. Okay? You can also copy the link, takes it to your board, and you can now paste it wherever you want it to. And you've got contacts underneath here that you could also send it to, okay? And you can you give permissions in your settings to have access to your contacts on your device. So they would then come up here if you allow those to. And then otherwise, it's people that are connected in some way to Pinterest with you when you're on Pinterest. Okay. All right. So now this is where you would find things to pin to. You could look at next to that, not all devices, depending how big your screen is, okay, will determine whether you've seen what I see on a computer. You don't, on smaller devices with smaller screens, you're going to have to search for these aspects elsewhere, usually under more or under 3 dots or wherever, okay? But today you can see the date. I don't think this is your date today. This is my date today. I think you're still on the 18th, most of you. And so these are just inspirations that, or what Pinterest thinks will be inspirations for you, okay, based on the various things that you've been actively involved in on Pinterest. Okay, there you go down, you pull them down, and you can look at any of them. So you look at this and you think, okay, that looks like interesting. So you click on the picture itself, and you come up with thinking, okay, 36 beautiful cities in Europe you'll love. Now you have the option to follow these people, okay? So all you would do if you like this aspect is you can click on follow and it becomes follow in, okay? Now that would be, it doesn't actually fit in any of my boards, but it's something that really looks interesting. And, you know, I enjoy holidays and going to places. So that might be a good place to go. If I wanted to make a big hobby out of it, I would then create a different board here. You know, I would click down and, you know, I would add a new board, but I don't want to do that. I just want to follow them. So I get in my home, I get some of what they are, or my activity, what, you know, I look at the other posts, I just scroll down yeah, that appeals to me. So you see, but I don't want to make another board just to save it because I like it. I just want to be able to have a reference to it. I like it. By following it, I'm connecting myself to this particular person. And so that's how you would follow somebody, okay? Then next to that, there's follow in. Who am I following at the moment? Okay, now I want to show you this because some of you have said, you know, you've been on it a long time and then you haven't been part of the board, you haven't been part of Pinterest, and you're looking here at, these are all following, like I just showed you that holiday resort, okay? People that you are following. And you might decide to do something with these, okay? If you click on the bottom right-hand corner, you will see a little menu that jumps up. You can hide the pin itself, okay? Or you can just unfollow this particular person, okay? So you click unfollow and now it disappears. You're not going to get any information about this person that you were following. you're no longer following. Okay, so that's how you would unfollow in this process. Okay, if you click the plus, it says create a pin. So you don't want to create a pin out of any of these. So you click it again. But remember, these are not pins. These are people you are following. So you might say something like that, kidney, yeah, I'd like to save that kidney beans. They really are. And you decide where you want to put it and you click it, and maybe under nutrients, because kidney beans are so nutritious. Okay, so that's it, and it's saved. So you can also save. Now, what I want to move to the search, which is now at the right. You can search for anything at all. Okay, there's just nothing that you can't search for. In our last class, Arlene was there. We searched for her and had a look at her particular. I don't know if any of you want me to search if you have one of your own, but otherwise we'll just take it at random, any word. We'll do fruit, and we'll search for fruit, and there we are. Okay, so now you scroll down. Remember, now any of these you can click on, and you can pin them or follow them, or whatever you want to do. Maybe you want to add something to, maybe fruit in pots or something like that. There we are, fruit in pots container garden. There we are. We click on that, and now come up all the results of the search for fruit in pots container garden. Okay, and you can see there, so there's nothing you can't search for, and this is where you need to explore. You can also buy things on Pinterest, but that's another. We do have a business class on Pinterest if you want to use it, and I'll be doing my second class on business, which will be looking at the different apps as far as marketing is concerned. So search for anything you like. You can restrict your searches to just within your own pins, okay, or you just want videos, people's, or just boards. So you can decide if just by clicking on them that now I'm just looking at my own pins. Fruit in pots container garden, my own pins. Okay, so searching is an important part of this process to find the information that you're looking for. If you can't find it on what Pinterest is asking you in your homepage or suggesting to you, you can now go to search. And okay, so any questions so far before I move across to the right-hand side and start looking at the icons on the right?
This is not a question, but somebody has not been muted, and I have difficulty in concentrating hearing you because of lots of background noises constantly from the very beginning of the lecture.
Oh, okay, Hiroka. Hello. That's fine. What we'll do, we'll mute everybody. So if you want to talk, then please just press down your space bar and you'll be able to talk straight away. Keep your space bar held down then while you're talking, and then let go. Or you can go to your screen and touch the unmute on your screen as well. So thank you for sharing that, Hiroka. Okay. All right. So any other questions about this? All right. What you see this little bell. I click on the little bell, and Pinterest is now giving me some updates on what has happened. And on, let's call it my environment, okay, my Pinterest. So, and they're also making some suggestions. Pinterest is also, okay. So you just look down, you can see, so-and-so followed animal on plant. Ideas you've been watching, okay. Yeah, I wanted to pave I have in fact put paving in my garden, in my tiny little garden, just to enhance it. And so I came here to search for ideas. So this is an activity page. It's what's going on here. And to the right of that is now where you can communicate and you can message people, and you can select people, search for their names, or you click on this little pencil on the top right, and as you can now search for the name of whatever person you want. Okay, search for Don's, and we've got anything starting with Don is here. Okay, and you would then click on the person's name, and you'll see right at the bottom. I've clicked out of it now by clicking on that. Okay, so we were on Don, and right at the bottom down here, you can see that you can now type a message to whoever you want a message to be typed to. Okay, so, but that's just like an ordinary messaging app. Okay, I actually wanted to get this to the right there. I'm just wondering if I can do it differently. Let's do Don Jones. Okay, there we are. We clicked on his name this time. So now we see him because we clicked on his name and not send him a message. So now we can follow him if we wanted to, and we can do, and we can send him a message here as well as over here. Okay, the two places you can send messages to. But let's not send him a message. I just wanted to show you that, because the most important now is if we look, this drop down arrow here, you can add a second account. Okay, you can also now start looking at doing a business, and we do have an advanced class on doing business using LinkedIn. But what I want to show you are two things. We'll go to settings in a minute, but underneath that, and you'll find it in settings as well, is tune your home feed. So see, your home feed is over here on the extreme left, and you're getting all sorts of things, but you might want to rather focus in on certain types of things that you want Pinterest to suggest, certain categories of things. And so you can say, look at my history of what I've been doing, and use that, or from the history, turn off these things. Okay, so let's just take this one at random. We click turn off. It's now off. It's not going to appear up here in my home feed or anything linked to it. Okay, so if we go further down, it shows yesterday's things that we did and goes down, 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 down. Okay, and we've got lots of things that we can turn off that we don't want in our home page. Terribly useful. Okay, terribly useful, because otherwise you're going to get lost, particularly if you have more than one board and things that you're looking for. You can say, pins you looked at today, turn them all off. Okay, and so that comes in handy from this little drop down menu, this little icon down there. Okay, we went there to tune your home feed. Now we're going to go above that, settings. You can edit. You see on the left-hand side the various options all the way down the left. We're on the top one, edit profile, and you can then change. This is where, remember I showed you, you asked a question about what goes underneath your name. you put a little something about yourself that is relevant, that helps people who want to follow you, perhaps, and then I'd like to see that, and maybe somebody else is doing something very similar to you, and you'd like to follow them. Okay, but you can just also click their board and get their board as a pin. Okay, so yeah, I want you to look at that when you get back up onto Pinterest. Here are account settings, and you get lots of different options in the account settings. So, and of course you can delete your account here. Okay, you can also deactivate your account, which is not deleted, but it stops it from showing until you put your password in and reactivate it. Okay, so there's the home feed tuner. I've just shown you that. Okay, you want to bring bulk pins up from your laptop. Okay, notifications. You've got various options of how to be notified, and so you can edit each one of these. So you can get notifications by email or these push notifications that come on your device, and so you go in, you just click edit, and you'll be able to look at various, by reading, you'll decide, yeah, I want that on, I don't want that on. Okay, it's not necessary now to get into all that sort of detail. I was going to show you where it is so that you can do it. Okay, and so it's just a click away. And the same with privacy and data. You've got options here, of things that you can do or not do, or allow or not allow, just by going down one after the other. Okay, and then we go to security at the bottom, just how secure, if you want a two-factor authentication. So you go in, you put your password in, then they send you a code on your phone, and you then put the code in. And so, yeah, that was important. Remember, it all started up here on the right-hand side, that drop-down menu there. Okay, and you can now change and secure yourself to as long as you like. And remember that this profile here, or if you don't have a picture up on your account, just your initials will appear, and you click that. That brings you to your board, your home on this particular place. And that brings us to final question time. And you can all unmute yourself and talk now. Okay.
I thank you very much.
Good. Did you learn something?
Lots. Thank you.
Okay. It's a pleasure. Thanks, Sue. Much appreciate the feedback. Okay. Anybody else with any other comments?
Can
I'm going to stop.
I put my boards in alphabetical order?
You're very soft, Ellen. Can you just speak closer to your microphone?
Oh, okay. I just wanted to see, hang on.
No, I can hear you.
My boards? Okay, can I put my boards in alphabetical order?
Your boards in alphabetical order.
Yes.
I certainly have not come across that. Yeah. I actually can't answer that. I'm not sure if you can. I've never come across it, because I've tended to rather use subsections under the boards. Okay.
Okay.
But that way, that's the way I've worked, and I certainly I haven't seen it under any sorting, whether you can or not. So if you discover it sometime, please come into one of my classes and show me or tell me.
Okay, I will. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Any other questions?
I'm interested in joint and knee pain. So could I follow you?
Yeah. Now that I'm going to change that because that's I just haven't thought about it. Okay, and you've just reminded me now that I need to actually change that. Yeah, you can just come up here and search for Michael Plumstead. Okay, and so yeah, you'll be able to find me that way. That's probably the best. You can also find me on my website, michaelplumstead.com as well.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks for that question. Any others? Okay. I need to say good evening, goodbye, and have a great evening. And I'll have a great morning. It's only 10 a.m. in the morning now. Okay. Okay. But thanks for being part of the class. I much appreciate it.
And thank you to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure. Okay then. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye.